and you're trying to pressure him. I'm always worried about
that jungle.
The Sett. Oh yeah, there you go. So Sett jungle. I'm worried about the Sett using ultimate on Kennen, take him right back out of the team fight. You put in all this work to get a great flank off on Kennen, and Sett can just, especially a jungle Sett who builds full tank, will just run straight into you. As long as you hit your ultimate, the stun from Kennen, it comes out a little bit slower, so it's delayed. And the Sett very often can go unstoppable and get his ult off on you, taking you out of the fight a lot easier.
Yeah, you see, Kennen's usually getting bopped out by a Gragas or something, so not as much Gragas, no Janna for forever now, but you're right, the Sett can still kind of provide that impact and throw him right back into his own team. I'm excited to see
That's
what
your job
happens here
now.
coming into this one. PowerOfEvil picking up his most picked on Orianna now with 6 picks, so that's going to feel good for him, and the rest of the team can kind of sort out around that. So coming into this, Mark, Prolly, and Lorlo are up against Fish. If they cannot lose against Fish, the Fish have chosen FlyQuest.
They're kind of biased Fish. You got to admit, right? The FlyQuest Fish are choosing FlyQuest. Maybe there's some inside Fish trading going on.
Ooh, you got to watch out for that. That's fishy stuff.
They put some food on the FlyQuest side. Don't tell.
Just make sure you get all of the advantage early game, because that's what they need, right? They need all the momentum and everything. FlyQuest is sitting at 6-6. We just saw EG at 6-6 win their game, so they're now 7-6. And FlyQuest needs to play a bit of catch up, but also separate themselves again, as I said before, from the pack. And Liquid is running on all cylinders. They have been. You heard CoreJJ talking about how they're just trying to advance everything. Tactical's playing well, so the bot lane stays fresh. They're running comps from 2015 meta, man. It's just, how do you stop that?
Well, I think you run 2020 meta. That's the way I would go about it. Honestly, though, it is right, because Team Liquid, one of the biggest things they deserve a lot of praise for is their ability to remain focused on their own win conditions without being diverted by what has gone on early in the game or what their opponents are trying to turn the game towards. Plus, it definitely should be stated again, Team Liquid are on a 7-game win streak here, Riv. Woo. Team Liquid are almost legendary. One more here, and Team TL are going to go legendary in the LCS.
Remember Godlike. Godlike's 8, right?
8 is legendary. That's why I'm going legendary, because one more for legendary, yeah.
Whew.
Oh, IgNar. Can you go pop those? Pop the button. Got one. All right, success. Now go back to base and heal before you go back to lane.
Stepping on the garden.
I like the evolution of the minigame here. Everybody who's been taking Bard has been starting these extra health packs and trying to get their mid lane advantage like that. So IgNar is trying to do his part as well. I like it. Takes down one of the health packs.
Kennen MD repping the doctors. I like it. Gonna be throwing out some syringes here at Solo, trying to make a pair of gator shoes out of him. We'll see what happens. You're gonna get help on Santorin's red from Solo for FlyQuest. And obviously TL's bot lane will start Broxah off nice and strong. We're off and running, Kobe. We'll see what happens this game. Fish for FlyQuest. The rest of the analysts desk for TL. We'll get back to that later. We'll see Broxah here starting off on the Volibear. What do you think is pathing will take him to? Do you think he'll be looking to counter where Santorin's going to move, or will Broxah be making the first move with the lanes he has?
So if I had Fog of War on and I didn't see Santorin starting topside and swapping like this, for me Broxah, the one thing I am worried about is if there's extra jungle pressure on Impact, because I want to make sure Impact feels safe to abuse his range advantage here. And as you can see in lane right now, he's trying to get his autos off, trying to get his Qs off, then you drop into that side brush so that you lose aggro from the minions. You don't lose out on the trade. So that's one of the main goals for your team's jungler, because if the Renekton gets the opportunity to all in with a rage bar, get a W stun on your Kennen, and have something like a Sett, which is perfect for layering CC, flash in, get one of those clapbacks, then that is what brings down your top side of the map and brings down one of the advantages that you want to sustain early on. So he's doing just that. Look at the mini map. He went right up there. Broxah That was also his goal. Now, Solo did have a defensive ward because they're expecting this. And I believe they're alerted to Broxah's presence before it timed out. Solo, actually, maybe they weren't alerted because here we go. Skirmish.
That's smart to Storm's off. That means Impact won't be able to lock him down for much longer. And Impact's forced to flash. Kennen can only do that once very early, I should say. And then the cooldowns are there forever. That is the pain point of going against something more aggressive.
That is a big yikers for Team Liquid and for Impact there. Oh, man. I actually want to see the replay. And I honestly would also want to hear the comms because that was Broxah spending a lot of time sitting there in the tri-brush. And the reason Solo stayed in there is because Impact got up and took such a bad trade. I believe it must have been like, okay, I'm baiting him here. You know, we're going to get this 2v1 kill. But you do not feed the alligator, okay? It is dangerous.
What is it? You got to get 4 auto attacks up. Your Thundering Shurikens are 8-ish, 9 seconds to start, and your Lightning Rush is actually pretty long to start too. So knowing that Solo can just keep banging away at you, Impact started that one a little too soon. So some miscommunication there to start things off, and that's scary for a Kennen, Kobe. Whenever your laner has any type of advantage, usually you just keep getting dove, and you have to stay in your hamster cage under the turret. Yeah,
I mean, I was talking about how scary it would be if the enemy Sett jungle ganks up there and Renekton gets
right.
It's even worse if he gets that solo. and now they don't have a flash. Both of them have been traded. So they really need to keep eyes on Santorin to make sure it's not going to be any sort of follow-up. Solo now is playing so aggressively. You can see he constantly goes in for his slice and dice when his rage bar is full to try and threaten Impact. He wants to shove this wave in so he can try and bounce back there. Even though he got the solo kill, he hasn't been able to purchase yet. Still just sitting on the Doran's blade and wants to go get that little extra advantage. For me, I would love to see a Blade of the Ruin King rush because that is just big dominance, but he is going with the Black Cleaver. You know, it's more all-purpose, and you do get the move speed earlier because your Phage component just gives it to you. And your strategy with Phage component is upon killing a minion. Oh, never mind. We'll see an engage.
Ooh. That was cheeky from Tactical. He might have put himself in a bit of danger to shift forward like that. I liked it until he almost died. Oh, he gives the cheeky star face cat, though. We're good. Not even close, baby.
Turtle gonna deal a decent amount on Impact.
Oh, man.
This is gonna be pretty good for Turtle there because Tactical, as Ezreal, you usually go with your teleport.
Yeah. And
because they get to shove the wave and kind of force this, they're trying to gank it so they don't get the wave control easy back here. Good job here from Broxah and CoreJJ.
CoreJJ forcing the Cosmic Binding. WildTurtle trying to stay away from the wall, but he flashes what could be the Q to end his life. Also, Sleepy Trouble Bubble almost sending the rest of FlyQuest to a different realm there. And they'll get away from Jensen and the rest of TL. So a double attack towards the bot side. FlyQuest make it out here. And yep, this is exactly what I was talking about, Kobe. A slight lead, and this is what it feels like to play Kennen in the top lane against someone that's bigger than you.
Yep, and they saw the jungler bottom side, so that's why he's doing this, but also calling Santorin here. They will be spotted on the ward, but the damage is done. You know, that was a big minion wave denied. Level 7 solo to...
They pulled up CoreJJ, fighting the mid lane as well. As TL is trying to repair the map, Jensen could be going down with CoreJJ backing IgNar. Finds a chance to roam. And CoreJJ now is going to be roaming through the river, roaming through the jungle, making sure that at least Impact's a little safer. Kobe, you were saying this was Broxah's job. Now it's becoming a team job.
Nice little exit sleep there for Jensen to get out of it, as PowerOfEvil had a good shockwave. So no summoner spells, no flashes at least burn there as Jensen teleports back to the lane. But the early teleports for bottom lane and for mid lane used now for Team Liquid to be able to get their good purchases off. Tactical working away at his call and tier stacking. Doesn't want to see too much confrontation. He's just happy to play the PvE. He's just trying to last hit, get his goal done, continually charge up the tier. Ezreal, so much of this matchup with Ashe is, you know, just trying to play that long game. Ezreal has the big spike, obviously, on the 2-item completion, 2 core items, when they really start to get playing here.
We were talking about this in Academy on Thursday as well. It's just kind of turned into this gentleman's agreement of, okay, you farm, I farm. I'm not going to go back and buy Sheen first. I'm going to buy Tier so we can all scale. If you're going to get called too, that sounds great. I'll grab a call. It's just waiting to pocket all this money and then use it all in some big objective fights for the Dragons, like you were saying before.
Yeah, and so that means, Turtle, you got to keep your eyes open for opportunities to use the Ashe arrow. If you can force something down here, you know, fighting over these control wards, there is an Infernal Drake, definitely a little bit more powerful, more popular for them to try and force something on bottom half of the map. And if you have a top lane advantage, like they do with Solo, it's not like, oh, you know, top lane's only an island if you can't do anything to help out with that dragon. Solo has full control of the minion wave, so he could build a slow push to create a big crashing minion wave on top side and force basically another objective onto Team Liquid and then go down and help, or you know, wait for the teleport threats.
Damage onto CoreJJ. Doesn't look like he's going to make it out of this one alive. IgNar with the battle dance back to give a little bit of a shield to his team, and the Sky Splitter will miss as FlyQuest is going to walk their way out of this one. A bit of pressure for that Drake, but they still have to be careful and figure out where everything is on the map here. It looks like Santorin will start that up.
Perfect opportunity there. He's looking for the Ashe arrow constantly, you know. He's seeing that Cole, Tier, Ezreal. He's like, all right, we need to fight here now. FlyQuest, they find it. Turtle is able to get off the arrow. Santorin gets in there with the flash. They pull him back, and that's going to be Dragon as well.
Uh-oh, Facebreaker back in. They could have given Broxah a bit of an escape there. Shockwave's going to miss. Nice flash out by Broxah on the fast fingers as CoreJJ is now back from the grave to deliver a bit of damage. Cosmic Binding can stop them both. They go through the magical journey, and that's Turtle going down. The shell was not hard enough. Double kill for Tactical, as we just saw FlyQuest trying to get down this bot lane a little bit. TL answers back.
Yeah, nice poke damage there from Team Liquid to punish them on the exit. And them, yes, they do give up the dragon because of the early fight, but the 2 kills onto Ezreal, that greatly accelerates your double item power spike here for the Orianna plus you know, Sheen purchase. It was an attempted steal from Broxah. He ults out there, but the critical part was him being able to flash that shockwave.
Huge.
If he does not flash that shockwave, you know, there are triumph heals that go over to FlyQuest off of the kill, and losing that one member, they might be able to get more people out, but because there's a little bit of time between the Rakan knockup and the shockwave actually going off, Broxah flashes it, and they're able to get him out as well as get more money. Look at that, Manamune purchased here, and he'll start stacking a lot quicker.
Gotta feel good. Already has a bounty for himself, and he gets to play safe. Tactical always pushing himself to the limit, and as Jat would say, not even happy with the 100 lane 2 kills. You know, no, as he keeps pushing himself to the limit. He'll meet Turtle back on the bot side, though, as we do see Rift Herald go over to FlyQuest. So they're going to grab a bit of map control. Now, can they use this? We haven't been back to the top side too much yet. Solo was bullying Impact quite a bit, and that's maybe where we don't see it, since that lane's already losing plates. Maybe they do, so Solo can start wreaking havoc other places. It's kind of in FlyQuest's position right now to do what they want with that. And we'll see where they choose. Where would you go with it, Kobe?
I always like mid lane, but the best usage of it is obviously to try and burst down a turret. Basically, you go gank an area like top lane, and either you kill Impact or you force summoners and do damage and force him off the turret. And then in your push with 2 people, you're able to take off 2 plates by hand and use the Rift Herald to just annihilate with true damage the last 2 plates, because those ones give so much extra armor. And then you also get your first turret bonus, extra 150 local gold, as well as opening up the map and allowing Solo to roam to affect the other objectives for your team.
Trying to watch Solo's ferocity here. Call the Meek there onto a few minions. We can get that on a champion. He healed for a bit more, as we can see it's up above 50% now. And I'm keeping an eye on CoreJJ at this point. He journeyed to bot lane, but also is staying in the middle of the map to be available for wherever this rift goes. Right? You can't just go back to tactical, or you completely nix the reason. You take Tempered Fate to stop Herald. So I like seeing him kind of mill about, not be in one spot, so he can really make use of that. If you can find Santorin and track him, you're good to go.
Exactly. Honestly, it doesn't matter where you want to use the Rift Herald. You just have to use it away from the Bard.
Yeah. That is the goal now. As soon as you let Bard through, you have an objective to dodge him with Rift. Broxah able to kind of step up in this fight as a true shot barrage goes over his shoulders, just missing FlyQuest.
Oh.
They have Turtle here.
Flash.
Maybe a bit of a speed up. Tempered Fate into the flash. You are correct. And it's going to be both summoners down here for Turtle as he stays safe at turret. Jensen
That was Tempered
back
Fate,
to mid lane.
too.
Yeah, that's the turret going down in the mid lane, or at least to one plate so far. Is that correct? And it looks like they'll be able to stop this one. So, FlyQuest taking what they can get here, knowing that TL will take those fights, right? They're trying to just clamp down on everything that FlyQuest is doing. And FlyQuest is saying, nope, I'm going to poke you here. Oh, I'll poke you in the eye here. And just getting these little things left and right.
Yeah, I honestly want Santorin to poke him again. He's recalling right now. He could go take their blue side, but Santorin actually goes for the recall. I definitely would want him to go play with Solo. Solo just smashing impact here, bullying him back between the two turrets, and there was a whole blue side jungle there. You can see Broxah is stealing away Santorin's blue side jungle, but Santorin went for the recall. Maybe he got an item completion or something he was waiting on, but I think that was definitely a missed opportunity for me, at least, where he could have answered back.
20 seconds on to Ocean. This will be our second Drake of the game, showing us what takes over the map for Drakes. It looks like Broxah will take this time to back as he cruises on back to the Drake to set up some vision here. All of FlyQuest are present, even with Solo's teleport up here. His turret being close, or down, I should say. Close to down on the top side. He just gives that up for now.
Yeah, I think they're going to burn it here. Team Liquid should probably just make the call to keep impact on top side. There's no use in actually having him teleport down here. Solo's level 11. He's a bigger impact on the team fight. So, yeah, you just give it up. You don't want to waste any extra cooldowns. Any summoners going for that. Like the call.
Swing! Lightning Rush and swing more.
He finally gets some time on the enemy half of the map, Riv.
Yeah.
we track forward percentages for all laners and stuff, which is your time spent in the first 15 minutes across the halfway point. Impact has had very, very little, almost none, except for the early part where he died this game. So this is his first time getting up to that point, and we just crested 15 minutes, so won't even count as stats. Team Liquid, though, they will get the bottom turret for themselves in answer and get some money back for themselves. For now, that will actually bring the gold lead back to parity, but it'll probably be answered with the top side. You know, Solo got that really low already, and mid lane turret was about to fall. So FlyQuest have a lot of standing gold that's about to knock over, which the scoreboard's not updating quite yet.
That player cam, so focused.
Aha, the drone! I hate drones. Turtle's able to scout out. Hey, I'm pretty sure they're looking to dive me here. They've got
You
Bard.
love Hogshot, don't you?
Yeah, I actually just, it's one of the, it's actually maybe that is my most hated ability in the game as a jungler. Definitely a pet peeve. But CoreJJ and Broxah, you know, both of them can turn towers off. So Turtle knows he is a big target. No flash Ashe. There's just no escapes on this guy, and you can easily lock him down, easily turn off all the defenses. So very good intelligent play there from him, just to scout it out and kind of make sure Team Liquid are unable to make anything on this side of the map. Wow, FlyQuest did, as we were alluding to, get that top turret.
Yep. Ooh, and Turtle, ooh, he should be okay. Dissonance comes out. Nice battle dance in there. IgNar flexing a bit as he comes through. I like it.
Yeah, definitely one of the intimidating battle dances. Just trying to scare him off. Get away from PowerOfEvil.
I swing my cape at you.
Yeah, and he swings it. He sweeps up the trouble bubble. He's like, let me clean that away, sir. I will fall asleep. And nice little move to the other side. Turtle does miss the arrow, but Santorin can't miss the ult.
Boom! Smashing him into the river, giving Jensen some wet socks. Nobody likes that, and you know, it's just enough to take yourself out of the game. Jensen's down. He'll be back in 30 seconds. And it looks like FlyQuest gaining a bit of ground here on the bot side. Solo is going to pressure forward to be a bit of a sentry here as the wards aren't there just yet. Tactical may not be there either. Oh, no, it's flashing. It's going to be the call, Meek, coming in from Solo as he swings, slices, and dices Tactical down. Summoner down everywhere. So are 2 members of TL. I like that. Unreal Tournament coach.
Yeah, that's what I keep thinking of with Solo here. Like, he's playing like Scorpion. He just keeps on smashing people. Oh my goodness. He gets in for another one. So this has been the game of Solo, honestly. He's absolutely dominated from start to finish. After that kill onto Impact, all by himself with the enemy jungler sitting in the tri-brush, he just grew this giant CS lead, took the top turret, and he's stepping in for the rest of the team here. He teleports down, which is the reason TL have to abort basically this fight, and Santorin able to hit the ult onto Jensen. He gets the slow there as well with the E, and then Solo does not give up on the play. He is juiced after this. I believe he's going to slice and dice off the Krugs. No, he doesn't even have to. He just charges it up, chases him down with the flash. CoreJJ had done everything he possibly could to try and save Tactical, you know, that last second Bard stun, and that took a journey out, but Solo means, surprise, there's a magic crocodile at the end of your magic journey.
Yep. And that was last pick, right? We were thinking, oh, Sett top, and they're going to fill something else in, and they're like, nah, Renekton. We are going to bully the crap out of Kennen, and that is exactly what happened from moment 1. Pushing him behind his own turret. FlyQuest gaining a bit of a lead, 3,000 gold now. And this would be a fantastic push for them here coming in to week 7 at 6-6. We talked about EG moving up in their game previously. We just watched versus Immortals. And FlyQuest need these wins more than ever here.
And Riv, we've got a Team Liquid Cloud9 matchup right in the rest of the weekend on down the road here. If Team Liquid lose this, it definitely brings a little bit of the excitement out of the matchup. We're like, oh, all right, fighting for first place. Oh wait, yeah, Team Liquid lost. They're not tied anymore. Okay. But FlyQuest here showing up. This would be such a big showing for them, as they have had a big slide in the standings recently and been under a lot of criticism for several of the plays, but really strong this time around. This will be 3rd Dragon. If Team Liquid can't make this play, then it is going to be setting up Soul Point for FlyQuest. Impact's looking for a teleport around. He does have Exhaust and Flash ready.
Keeping eyes on Broxah, Santorin, and Solo as well. He's trying to get Impact. Impact can get himself in a little bit closer with the Proto Belt. Also trying to keep track on where the ball is. None of it's going to even matter. Positioning there quite well as Rift Herald was sent mid. That should get about a little over half the turret and be stopped. So, Soul Point for FlyQuest as they lose a bit of damage mid. And they are playing these situations so well to not be caught in any mistake or any movement mistakes by TL.
Yeah, all right. I just want to revisit the Solo story because he's even taken away Krugs on the bottom side here with Impact. No teleport available for him, no flash available, so you don't get any of those surprise plays. But I just wanted to point out that he went for a Death Dance second. I love it. He's taken over the game. He wants to be a 1v9 carry. Renekton already has a lot of sustain in the kit, obviously, when you charge up your rage with your Q. So you can play off those sustain fights and try and get into the thick of things. He'll be shredding armor for WildTurtle, as well as getting off, basically drain tanking, lifesteal tanking, which is something you don't get to see a lot unless Renektons get kind of fed like that.
Absolutely, and they're playing it well. Like you talked about the priority they kind of put there. Looking at the champion picks for Solo, he's played Sett 5 times. So why would TL think that's going anywhere else?
I was like, oh, it's his favorite champion. You know, he's used to him on it.
And then, yeah, Kennen. Like you said, we're going to harass Sett. Sweet. You're going to punch my shuriken? Sweet. Your knuckles are going to bleed. Let's play Nichols. Quarters, whatever. But other than that, it was such a mind game by FlyQuest. They knew from the moment 1 they needed to do something to TL because this game was probably going to be in their favor just in terms of the laning phase, in terms of how things went. And they made sure one of the lanes would be really stomping, and that was the Renekton lane. Death's Dance now out. He can go in even harder. Team Liquid trying to set up around the Baron now, and as the comps kind of all come into the mid-game, what happened in the laning phase, it doesn't fizzle out, but it definitely matters a little bit less here. A big fight from TL could wash all of those troubles away that Impact had before, and he can get himself back into the game. Yeah, it's very important for FlyQuest that they're heading into the mid-game with this lead. Because it is necessary for them. If not, then they are facing, like we talked about in Champ Select,
the classic combo for mid-game picks of Ezreal and Zoe. Whenever you have that range advantage on your team over the enemy carries, it makes them engage on you. Okay. It puts the burden of engagement on the team with the lower range carries, basically. And that's going to mean that you have to constantly look for Ashe arrows. You're looking for Rakan Ori combinations. Santorin can try and flank. It's just, FlyQuest have a lot of options here. So the fact that they're ahead and they're taking away all this vision makes Team Liquid have to respect them, have to respect all these different engage opportunities that they do have to get back to the Ezreal, kill off the carry, get back to that Zoe, and take out kind of the heart of the Team Liquid composition. So it's really a kind of win more thing here for FlyQuest. And that's why they don't want to throw anything away. They'll just wait for the Soul Dragon. We went over it in the last game, but the risk is just so low that we're probably going to see another, 45 seconds of farming until they just get back down to the dragon. You need to bring all your control wards. People purchase new control wards, please, and then take them down to Dragon Pit. You set up around that dragon to allow WildTurtle and IgNar to look for the engages that are going to win you the game.
All right, let's see what happens. Everybody, you have about 1 minute to grab a drink. Do it quick. Maybe some popcorn.
The clock is ticking. Now Dragon's arriving.
I expect you back before Dragon. So now the farming will happen, and we will still continue to discuss how that farming happens and how much. No, I'm just kidding. Zanya is finally picked up by Impact. We see a lot of different Kennens being played. This one's my favorite. The flash over the wall, the try to flank Kennen, Blade of the Rune King and autoing in a fight and sticking to somebody. It's always fun, especially when you're ahead. But I like this one no matter what, because you can still have a bit of an impact from behind. Even if you aren't blowing people up, you're setting up fights for your team. So let's see if Impact can find those.
For Team Liquid, this has to be him, and this has to be their team fight. If he does not get a good flank, if he's not able to avoid Santorin using his ult to dunk him back out of the team fight, Team Liquid's plan here is going to...
Oh, no! Oh! That wasn't the team fight just yet. The flash is down, and that's one of the biggest initiations for Kennen. Otherwise, you're just walking straight in, and the enemy sees it coming. True Shot Barrage is not really going to hurt Turtle too much. He'll be able to get that health back quite quick with the Blade of the Rune King as we set up for the Drake. This is sold for FlyQuest. True Shot Barrage is down. Flash for Kennen is down. Slicing Maelstrom is still up for Impact on the side of TL. He's zooming in. He has teleported to try and give himself better positioning here. And there are no wards on the flank, Kobe. He could be able to get in here once Lightning rushes up. He will be attacking. I think he's in the right side brush. TL's just waiting. They're pushing into where Impact would be currently. And it looks like they're going to pull off of this one. He's driving the brush. He gets PowerOfEvil first. Going to be on the blast cone. They're not going to hit it as IgNar gets back to defend. And now it's the face breaker coming in from Santorin to try and stop TL in their tracks. Solo doing everything he can with Dominus on as he just cleans up the rest of Team Liquid on the other side of the fight. That's Turtle coming up with a big one. And not even with a huge flank can TL find their way through the thick skin of FlyQuest.
Oh my goodness, Solo. Keep spamming whatever emote you want, my friend. Absolutely smash this game. Even with Impact getting the opportunity to have a flank with Kennen without flash, being in that bush right behind PowerOfEvil, he's only able to get the one stun, and the exhaust goes down. They're able to keep PowerOfEvil alive. He flashes away. Let's take another look at the other side of the team fight, because we're so focused on Impact finding this really kind of lucky and nice flank over the backside. He puts a control ward to make sure they haven't seen him. Team Liquid are thinking, all right, this is it. This is our opportunity. This is the only chance we've got. They don't have a lot of other cooldowns to use, though. So Impact, he goes in. Everybody looks for PowerOfEvil. But Broxah gets chunked out to the other side. Then Santorin flashes in to get some peel down. And you can see WildTurtle chases down the rest of them. Solo just flashes in, kills off the extra carries. Jensen was on the outside on Zoe, unable to do anything. If your team's not able to land some Sleepy Trouble Bubble or Zoe Poke to start out the team fight, then they're just not going to have enough of an advantage to be able to take down this FlyQuest team. Now with Mountain Soul, extra shield armor on top of themselves for FlyQuest, they have a very easy Baron setup on top of it.
You know, I got to say kudos as well to Turtle and his positioning, understanding that he and PowerOfEvil are quite powerful factors here, and he did not exit with the team down that same corridor. If he did, Impact would have had that that ended the fight easy.
Yeah, that's one of the main things when you're looking at a very narrow win condition for your opponents. They're like, okay, so the only way they win is if Impact gets an ult onto our carries, right? All right,
Exactly.
WildTurtle, PowerOfEvil, just split up. Basically, every carry for himself. You go one side, you go the other side. You can only grab one of us, and PowerOfEvil even flashed out and didn't die as he's the tankier of the carries. So, good job there by FlyQuest, separating to live.
Quick acting in these fights. Really well positioned to keep themselves on top. A 5,000 gold lead now over Team Liquid here in their rematch in Week 7. And we said that, you know, FlyQuest was hoping they would start better. Well, seems like they knew they were going to start better with the confidence they came into this game. Turtle now up with a Quicksilver Sash, which makes him even slipperier to get on. Even more slippery, EE. Make words up. That's what you do as casters.
Slippery turtle, all right.
Words. You know what, dude? The algae. It's everywhere.
The algae every time. You don't expect it.
Yeah. You know, you've been walking in a stream before and you just fell on your ass because algae.
Well, they're forcing it. The bubble does miss. I think they're just going to have to pull off the Baron. It does regenerate here. So good little poke from Team Liquid. They're still poking around.
Ooh, this is the first time they've really had solo quite low to start the fight and been able to use that poke comp we've been talking about around these objectives here. The wards, however, are dwindling as FlyQuest start to encroach a few more forward into the jungle of Team Liquid. And now it's an attempt. Ooh, they are starting it.
Basically,
Broxah waiting.
It's shields up. As soon as they get the Mountain Shield back again, just go right back into Baron. Tank it up with the shield. They're not going to sustain a lot of damage. It's down to 4,000 health. Broxah's got to get in there for the steal. One way! Nope.
I don't think it's going to work. The timing of what happened for TL to buy, the Blade of the Rune King coming in. Tactical tried to get back in time with Teleport down, and FlyQuest just playing within these windows perfectly. FlyQuest gets hit in the face. It's going to be an Arcane Shift in to that Quicksilver Sash, which keeps him alive. CoreJJ journeys forward, and Santorin's going to slightly follow to cut them off on that mid lane push. Broxah is still trying to create a bit of a wall, and it looks like TL will not be able to get the inside track on mid lane damage here for FlyQuest on mid tier 2 turret.
Yeah, it's really hard for Team Liquid even to deal with the minion waves that are buffed up by Baron buff right now. Team Liquid are in full defense mode. They still have to be telling themselves, okay, we have to farm, we have to keep playing defensive under our towers. At least for them, there's nothing on the map for another minute and 45 seconds till Elder Dragon comes. So you've got another minute and a half basically here to try and continue farming for Zoe and Ezreal, and you're just hoping that FlyQuest are going to have one of those missteps and get a little bit too close. But you do have range to try and fall back on later into the game with the Ezreal and the Zoe, if they're able to get more items, more firepower behind them, so that the poke actually hurts. But FlyQuest feeling so good now with this Baron buff, they should be able to do real damage to the base.
1 minute for Elder. If they do enough damage, it will be free. And they've had such objective control across the map this game. Just really a few steps ahead of TL in each movement, finding how to create pressure, and a lot of it coming right from solo on the top side of the map. It drew Broxah a few times, allowed the other lanes to be safe, play safe, scale up. That's what we've been seeing as well from the bot side, and it benefited Turtle to just be able to get this big and fire arrows from the back line. So FlyQuest feeling good, not changing it. Looks like they're going to keep going here with a 1-3-1.
Their big goal right now is to try and get one inhibitor down before the Elder Dragon, because then they get the extra pressure point.
Exactly.
And you get the extra card when it comes to the Epic Objective trade. So they're keeping solo in the 1v1 on top side. Should be able to get that tower just by virtue of buffing up your cannon minions and threatening impact. Little attempt at a magical journey, possible pincer movement there, but was scouted out, so no damage actually going to go through. And what they're doing here is, because it's a Blade of the Ruined King Ashe, Turtle should be able to solo that Elder Dragon. And with the Baron buff keeping up pressure, Solo's just going to beat him down, send him back to base rim.
He would have been dead if he threw Dominus on for the damage on his spin, but I mean, pushing him out of lane is just as good. They don't want to use the ult. He can now use that if they do go for Elder, which is already happening for Turtle. And that is going to be a solo Elder. The control that FlyQuest has over this game is the control we remember from FlyQuest in the spring split.
Yeah. The thing that Baron has to keep you from doing that is the Baron debuff that makes it so if you're the only one tanking it there, you do a lot less damage to it. Elder Dragon has no such thing. So you can just send an AD carry over there with Blade of the Ruin King, percentage damage, and plenty of life steal. Easy pickup for FlyQuest. Now they've got the team fight power. 2 shots on this tower. Should be able to take it down. And now Ashe arrow away. Fire at will, Turtle.
Keeping himself, again, separated. So no double ults happen to him in PowerOfEvil as they walk on top of each other. Thanks, guys. 33 minutes on the clock. They are not really afraid of too much here as they have all members of Team Liquid in their eyes. And that's going to be inhib number 1 down. Arrow goes out. Jensen's able to cleanse that right away as the Temper Fate quickly comes back. And no real damage is going to be traded either way there with the inhib going down. Just a bit of an attempt from both teams.
Honestly, good disengage there with CoreJJ with Temper Fate and Jensen using the cleanse.
They are just going forward. Solo says, I'll stand on the front line. Double shockwave going in. IgNar tries to get the pop-up, and he's going to dash back before that can happen. He gets himself to safety. A beautiful job here by FlyQuest to just in and out, be able to find the priority targets of Team Liquid and not really worry or get flustered if Liquid tries to engage or balk and engage. FlyQuest isn't buying it. They're staying for the long haul here. It looks like they're going to let Solo back, and they'll say, we'll wait for you. Come on, TP back. We'll get topside, and we'll be here waiting.
They've got another minute of Elder Dragon fire to work with here.
No, he doesn't even teleport top. He just teleports in. That's what I thought he was going to do. Cleanse for PowerOfEvil keeps himself safe. First Nexus turret goes down, and TL is just getting strangled out of their own base here. They're watching their Nexus turrets go down. They can't even do anything about it because of how strong FlyQuest has become in this game. The fish are right, Kobe. The fish are right. The Nexus goes down. FlyQuest takes the win, and they'll move on to 7-6 as they take down Team Liquid.
Oh my goodness. The flash hit at the end too. Just control over the